been a little bit, but I got to ask you, the loss and the last one still hurt, man. I know that was a frustrating one.
Yeah, man, not anymore, man. You know, I was frustrated for shorter than you'd think, you know. I mean, you know, I spoke to Thiago right after, his coach, Mike Brown, right after. They were like, yeah, we didn't win that one, you know. You know, and I talked to everyone backstage, all the staff. They felt shitty. They felt terrible. All the executives, Reed, the matchmakers, Mick. They were like, yeah, you won that one. So, you know, it is what it is. And I know I won as a man, like what I did for my confidence and what I can do. I mean, I let him get back in the fight in a second. But the third, I did what I had to do, showed some wrestling, showed some grappling that I could do. And it's just a confidence builder. And I also told them, hey, let me get back in there. Put me in there. And to be fighting, I want to say 10 weeks later, is the fastest turnaround I've ever had since I was an amateur. So, you know, it's like I'm just building on what I was doing instead of doing the yo-yo where you eat donuts for 2 months, you know, and then you have to lose the weight again. Half the camp you're trying to get back in shape. It's like I've just been in shape and just building, and it put some fire in me. Like, you know, if you can't win a decision and win, then they got to be finished. There's no judges. So my whole mentality is finish everything, and that's what's going to happen on Saturday.
It's interesting because, you know, like you said, the quick turnaround. So in my head, I thought, well, I bet he's emotional and he's upset, and so he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder, and that's why he's back so quickly. But it sounds more like you feel like you're just building in the right direction because you know that performance was solid enough that you should have taken the win. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know, it's you know, it's weird for an opponent to be like, yeah, you beat me just now, you know. But I knew I did. Like, even when they were saying the scores, I had no doubt that I won that fight. Like, you know, I've lost fights, you know. Curtis was just up here. I've lost fights that were a takedown away, a punch difference. You know what I mean? One punch differential is going to lose you the fight. And then, you know, I had the highest striking differential on the card, 29, you know. My only injury, I came out unscathed. My only injury was a collarbone injury from landing so many shots. So I came out healthy, you know. So I'm glad they put me on this card. It's a striker's card, man. Striker's card at Atlanta, hot Atlanta. And I'm excited to be here, especially a pay-per-view too, you know. Those don't come around too often. Nice. You know, you look at the road that you had in the UFC, man, the names and the people that you fought, like really one of the toughest journeys I can think of for anybody. How do you look at that? I mean, do you go back and say, man, I wish I would have taken some different fights along the way, or is it a situation where you go, man, I've tested myself against the best, I know where I need to be? I mean, how do you look back on your journey?
Forged in the fire, man. I've always had tough fights. Even when my debut was against Colby Covington, you know, that was, I mean, he fucked me up, you know. But that was like a mental thing for me. But after that, you know, I beat the Ultimate Fighter winner, fought Dos Santos, put him down twice. No one's even hurt him or anything. You know, I made these mistakes in these fights. He's number 13 now. Curtis, you know, he went to the hospital after we fought. He was just ranked. Mike Perry was ranked. So I'm beating these guys. And it's like I said, Curtis and Eliza, I mean, they were so close. That's so close fight. And then my last one, I beat Thiago. He's a legend. So for me, my record 2-3 is, I mean, I could easily be 5-1 with, you know, just simple stuff. And I fought good guys, like the best guys, legends, champions, ranked guys. It's not, I mean, I was looking at something yesterday about, you know, I was just looking at the previews for the fights. These guys are all fighting guys with like losing records, and you know what I mean? It's like, I haven't had that luxury, but even when I was an amateur, my coach was always like, who's your best guy? Oh, we got a guy for him. I've never fought, you know, my first, you know, all my fights have been against the best guys, and I've been a champion my whole career, so I've always fought the best guy. So, you know, I'm used to it. I wouldn't like it any other way. I wouldn't fight some bum, some scrub. There's no honor in that. There's no there's nothing in beating some bum.
I dig it, man. Well, let's talk about this fight that you got here, welcoming the undefeated Russian newcomer. It's probably another tough matchup with these monsters coming out of Russia. Well, what do you know about this guy? And did you know anything about him when you said yes, or have you learned about him since?
Yeah, I know the guy. I actually got to spar with the guy at Extreme Couture. So when I got the name, I was like, that's that dude. I know that dude, you know? He's an ass, man. He's not a good guy. He actually got kicked out of there for trying to hurt his sparring partners. I sparred with him, but so I think it was a Wednesday. We wear little gloves, shin pads. We're not banging. It's just more touch, grappling, you know, MMA. The guys warned me. They're like, hey, don't spar with that guy over there, you know? And I don't care, you know? Like, perfect. And I went over there, sparred him. He's throwing spinning elbows. We don't have headgear on. Like, full contact. Spinning elbows, flying knees. I, like, dodge it, hit him, kick him. And then I look at him, like, this is like 2 weeks before Thiago. And I looked at him. He, like, we did, like, a little head shape. And then he, like, toned it down. And then it was, like, you know, more reserved. But I know he got kicked out of there for trying to hurt his sparring partners. I mean, you know, he's you know, he's an emotional guy, and he's a jerk, man. He's like a bully. He was at 10th Planet because he got kicked out of Extreme doing jiu-jitsu and threw a flying knee in jiu-jitsu. He tried to fight Forrest Griffin at the Institute. You know what I mean? I don't like the guy, and I'm looking forward to showing him what it's like. And what else about this guy? He's 8-0, 8 knockouts. He's fought 6 guys with losing records. One of those guys that had a winning record was 2-1. So he's only fought one guy really with a winning record. He's impressive, sure, and he's Russian, he's tough. But this is the big leagues. It's not the backyard leagues when you're fighting some schlub that's just waiting for you to knock him out. And he's going to find out. Don't get me wrong, he has good coaches, Roberto Flamingo, and he has a good coach. And, you know, he's got that Russian mystique, you know, these Russians are coming out. He's good, you know, but I'm going to show him what it's like, period. I don't like him, first of all, and I'm better than him at everything he does.
I know normally the results of sparring sessions kind of stay behind closed doors, but knowing what you just told us, I mean, how did it go between you two? Or did you get confidence that, like, I got this guy, no problem?
Well,
or is it gonna be a test?
Everyone's good. You know, everyone's good. But like I said, he was trying to knock me out, essentially. And then I hit him with a couple shots and looked at him. And then it was like understanding, like, okay, we're not going to go that hard.
Very nice. Well, it sounds like you're taking this one almost personal. As a little bit of a grudge match here. Is that fun for you? Does that add some excitement?
Really, the last grudge match I really had was with Mike Perry, you know. Curtis, that was just, you know, wasn't really personal for me, but I know this guy. I don't like him. Everyone I know doesn't like him. Everyone at the gym doesn't like him. He's not a good guy. You know, he walks around like he's just some bully, man. I don't know if that's just how they are over there or what, but you know, I don't like the guy, and I'm gonna make a statement.
How do you see it getting done?
He's getting finished, either on the ground, standing up, whatever, however he chooses.